What's up, everyone? This is Devin. We're back to cover, I don't even remember what race. Budds Creek. We had Unadilla last weekend. We have Budds Creek this weekend. Hopefully, also hear about who's going to be on the MX Donations. Sounds like Justin Cooper's going to get that 250 spot, along with Eli Tomac and Chase Sexton. And they had talked about announcing 4 riders and keeping it up in the air. But I think after that crash with the concussion that Christian Craig suffered, heard he's kind of out of this one. And as much as I'd like to see it for it to complete his awesome season he's been having, and I understand it as well. All right, we're going to jump in to the 450 class. We'll start right off with that. We had Chase Sexton that just dominated this weekend. Just does the one thing you don't do to Eli Tomac, and that is catch and pass Eli in both motos. So Eli even had decent starts with a third and a hole shot. He was the third fastest qualifier on the day. Surprisingly, Ken Roczen was the fastest, which I guess I say surprisingly, but yet not, because Ken Roczen kind of dominates this track. You know, when I seen that, I kind of thought maybe, man, he's going to be a force to reckon with, but just wasn't quite in it. He did get a good start in the first moto, but fell back to 5th. Second moto, he got a 6th place start, and then kind of stayed in 7th place. So Chase Sexton was your overall winner, of course, with a 1-1. Eli Tomac was a 2-2. Jason Anderson was a 3-3. Aaron Plessinger got up there with 7-4 finishes to finish 4th overall. Ken Roczen taking 5-7. And Dylan Ferrandez, 4-10 for 7th overall. I expect to see him kind of coming back a little bit more this weekend, battling maybe for a podium. Justin Barsha, he had a 10-5 moto finishes for 8th. Joey Savacci was 9th with 9-8. And Christian Craig rounds out the top 10 with 11-9. And so a couple other guys that I had talked about. Malcolm Stewart and Dean Wilson came back this weekend. Finished 15th for Malcolm Stewart and 16th for Dean Wilson. Shane McElrath was switching teams. And so he's now on the Club MX Yamaha, and he finished 17th. Gilbert from the UK came back over. He finished 14th. And now I know there's a bunch of penalties, but it don't look like they've changed the actual official results. So I guess we're going to keep with these results, because I know like Frederick Noren, Fast Freddy there, he got penalized a couple points, or a couple spots, I believe. And then there were some other ones. And so, but didn't seem to change anything. Didn't seem to change anything in the points. Chase Sexton took back the lead with a 1-point lead. And then Eli Tomac is 2nd. Jason Anderson is 3rd. Ken Roczen's 4th. Christian Craig's 5th. 6th is Ryan Dungey in the points. Justin Barsha's 7th. Aaron Plessinger's 8th. Joey Savacci 9th. And then Shane McElrath rounds out your top 10 in the current point standings. Really the closest battles up front in the lead. Jason Anderson's kind of pulling away after this weekend from Kenny for that 3rd spot. Kenny has a decent point, almost a moto over top of Christian Craig. So no crazy battles going in. Coming into this weekend, I'm doing this on Friday night, so I don't know how qualifying's gone yet. But last year, Dylan Ferrandez went 2-1. Ken Roczen battled with him and went 1-2. Eli Tomac was 3rd with a 4-3. Chase Sexton was a 3-4. And then Cooper Webb, he was there. Joey Savacci was a 6th place finisher. Dean Wilson was 8th. So Christian Craig was back in 14th. So looking at kind of your top 4 there, your Dylan Ferrandez, Ken Roczen, Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton, and I see Chase and Eli being up there for 1st and 2nd. Maybe they'll swap motos like Dylan and Ken did. But I see Dylan Ferrandez, he's going to be liking this track. I think he's going to start feeling more comfortable back at that race pace again. It's the second weekend, knocked out the first race jitters. So I see him being up in that 3rd place spot, battling, though, with Jason Anderson, who's been in the 3rd place guy. So I see you have a battle out front. You have a battle for that 3rd place spot. Hopefully Christian Craig can kind of get back up in there. All right, and then also see Ryan Dungey. We got Antoni Caroli coming back. That will kind of be battling around there. Aaron Plessinger, if he can get starts. That seems to be his biggest thing, is when he gets a good start, he's up there battling. So then Joey Savacci's kind of been around that top 10. So I see a good battle from about 5th. Let's say 6th. So we'll have, if Kenny's doing all right, he'll be kind of probably that 5th place spot, and then from 6th back to about 10th, and battling pretty good. So hopefully we have some good racing, good battlings in the 450 class. It's just crazy that we've kept so many riders without injury, and that they've all been, staying healthy for the most part. Little bumps and bruises here and there, but nothing too crazy. So it's really good to see that. It's crazy to see how stacked this 450 class is. We basically have almost a top 15 that are, former champs of some sort. So that is pretty impressive to see overall. That's kind of what I have wrapped up. So I'm going, my final pick for top 3 is going to be Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac, Dylan Ferrandez, Jason Anderson, and Ken Roczen. That's top 5, I guess. So we'll run with that for the 450s class. Now we'll jump over to the Jet show, or the Lawrence Brothers show, with their buddy Shimoda, as they kind of have been dominating the 250 class for the most part. So we have last weekend's results was Joe Shimoda going 1-3. Justin Cooper went 5-1. Hunter Lawrence is 2-5. Jet Lawrence 7-2. RJ Hampshire 3-8. Maximus Volin 6-6. Nicholas Romano 4-9. Cameron McAdoo, good to see him back in the class, 11-4. Nathan Thrasher 10-7. Pierce Brown 9-10. So I believe Nicholas Romano will be out this weekend. Injury this week, I think, practicing. Justin Cooper has been back battling the last couple weekends, so hopefully he can keep that rolling. He can battle up here with, Jet, Hunter, and Shimoda. Jet has pretty much a pretty solid point lead right now, so I don't really think there's much going to change that points lead. Justin Cooper, he's back and forth right now, sitting quite a ways out. It's a pretty good battle between Hunter and Joe Shimoda for second place. It's down to 14 points, and to separate the two. And then Justin Cooper's a little ways back at 35 points. So from Shimoda. So I don't see Justin really getting in there for the 3rd place in the championship, but it's just good to see him back up front. Battling, looks like getting his speed back. So I enjoy seeing that. Last year's results at Budds Creek for the 250 class, believe Jeremy Martin was up there. Jet went 2-2 for 2nd. Justin Cooper went 1-4 for 3rd. And then Hunter Lawrence was 6-3. Austin Faulkner kind of separate Hunter and Joe. Joe went 7-7. So kind of looking at these results and kind of focusing on those top 4 guys, I guess, for this 250 class, I see, I want to say Jet's going to rebound this week, so I see him going maybe 1-1 or splitting a moto with Justin Cooper. Justin, the way he's been riding, I think he's going to either win a moto or be 2-2 right behind Jet, but pushing Jet. And then Hunter Lawrence is going to have to deal with Shimoda, and I think that's going to frustrate him. So I see him actually taking the 4th spot and Joe Shimoda taking 3rd. So my top 4 for this class is going to be a Jet, Lawrence, Justin Cooper, Joe Shimoda, Hunter Lawrence would be my top 4 picks right now as of Friday night. And be interesting to see, there's a young kid, I believe, coming from Spain or France that's taking over Romano's spot, filling rider. So it'll be interesting to see how he does this weekend, if he can get up and mix it up inside the top 10 there. It'll be interesting to see if RJ Hampshire can do anything. So the 250 class is kind of championship-wise is kind of locked up. You kind of got a battle between Hunter and Joe, like I said. But it's race to race. You got, seeing if Jet's going to make a mistake. And then if he's not, who's going to be behind him. If he is, then who's taking the spot? Like Joe Shimoda this last weekend. Justin Cooper's been right there the last couple weekends. So it's good to see that we have a little bit of battles now. It's not just Jet just running away with everything. I enjoy that more. Or when we have battles, then Jet running away. And so there's so much hype about him. How much longer is he really going to stay in the class? Does he run 250 indoors to have that number one plate and then jumps to 450 outdoors? What's going to happen with Ken Roczen? Because I hear he has not signed his deal yet. Cooksey Media had stated something about he heard rumors potentially a Rocky Mountain KTM or on a KTM. I guess that doesn't shock me with him being a Red Bull rider. But at the same time, I feel like Honda would be offering him more than what he could get elsewhere. I just don't see him getting a ton and on another team. And, the argument is that Ken Roczen, he got to win, I think both in Supercross and Motocross. And then also, he's the year prior, he was second in both series. So, he's been one of the, since being back, he's been probably one of the more, well, I guess I can't even say consistent, but he's been up there. But it's hard. He probably feels like, yep, I'm still a championship contender, but there's always been these questions with his health and stuff like that. It makes it hard, when you're negotiating, trying to get, if you don't, Ken's made plenty of money, so he's not going to want to race for free. Hey, but, do you take a big pay cut, or do you just say, I'll take, a different job, or I'll take the winter off and maybe race outdoors, or stick full-time with the World Supercross thing, make that transition. He talked about maybe when he retired going back over, doing some of the GPs and just to experience again some of those countries that he visited when he was young, because he was such a young kid when he was over there doing that. So be interesting to see what happens within the next year or two. You have Eli, this is more than likely his last 450 season, so I know he wants to go out on top with the championship, but at the same time, if you can be Chase Sexton and take that away and be like, okay, it's changing the guard now, boys. I'm here in this class. Yeah, I was, made a few mistakes last year. They're still learning the ropes, but now I'm here. I can contend. I can hold my own weight in this class. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If I had to choose a rider, I'm liking after. I kind of go back and forth. Or going into Unadilla, I was more on the Eli. I taken it, but after watching Unadilla, I'm now leaning more towards Chase Sexton. Because I see, so it's going to be, I say Iron Man goes to Eli. Paula's going to go to Chase Sexton. So I think this weekend's the determiner. If Chase leaves here with the points lead, he just has to do this 2-2 at Iron Man and then turn around and he'll win Paula. I feel like that's just more of his track than Eli's. So I'm banking on this weekend to be my determinant factor of who I'm going to lock in for my final, ride or die, I guess. Because right now I'm still waffling on this. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you're cracking a beer and watching the race. And peace out till next week.